Cari amici sportivi, guys, it's the last game of the season. We got Long Island, we got Macedonia, we got the West Coast in the house. Gio, Fabio, and on welcome. Some people are gonna join us after, and you know what? You guys are gonna have to probably pick up the slack because here in Montreal we have cyclists taking over the island today. It's gonna take me 45 minutes to go to Chacharo's. So this is a good reason, right, Gio? They always complain that I have to leave early, but it is what it is.
Vinny, man, I just mess with you. I say that you live a block down, and then people are like DMing me, does he really live a block down? And I said, no, man. He lives like
No,
15 minutes. But
15
look
minutes
at
in
Fabio.
driving.
Fabio got somebody fired like a month ago.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
and you know what? It's like Bagel Boy here to my left. He still thinks that New York bagels are better than Montreal, but it is what it is, gentlemen. We got Andon with Ibrahimovic in his background. If we have to believe everything that he's been writing in the news and saying, I think this is needed. Um, we're gonna appreciate him for everything he's done to Milan and to Zlatan. People want to talk about stats. Okay, stats. But I'm going to say this, very sure of myself. It might just be an opinion. But if it wasn't for Zlatan, we would not have been in the position that we are right now. Not for the results, not for the points, not for the goals, for what he brought to the team. And I hope, guys, I really hope that if he does decide, go to Monza, go play a year, two if you want to, come back to Milan as a coach. But to Zlatan, hopefully we bid him a beautiful farewell today. But he's been maybe not in the last year, but thank you for everything that you brought to AC Milan and the respect that you've shown Milan. Fabio, what say you, man?
I say, Ibra, don't you dare go to Monza. All right. But today it's about celebrating him, what he did when he came back to the club, the mentality that he helped push forward. And honestly, I hope to see Ibra as a coach, man. I think Pioli would be crazy if he doesn't try to talk to him, say, look, I just need you around these guys every week to tell them what it's like on top of like his coaching. And I think together that I think Ibra's difference being there, just his mentality has made such a difference, and we shouldn't abandon it now. Get him in as a coach because I think he just loves being around these guys and helping them progress as people and of course as players. You could hear the things Leao said in Leao's video after he signed about how Ibra being instrumental in telling him, look, tell these people who you are, go out there. So for me, Ibra, big ups, bro. Big ups. I hope the crowd gives him a standing ovation today, man.
I'm sure they will. And you know what, Gio? No, you were there before, after. I mean, Andon. So we're gonna give Andon the right to speak. Andon, in your favorite position, lying on the couch, Ibrahimovic in the back of you. Thank you for charging Interistis double the price at your restaurant. We appreciate that. But do you feel like Fabio? Is this, you know what? We love you, Ibra, but it is what it is.
Yeah, one thing which is very important, Ibra, when he came back, he said one thing. If I was here from the start of the season, Milan would be fighting for a title. Everybody laughed at him. Everybody think he was speaking rubbish, he was speaking nonsense. But guess what happened? We won a Scudetto thanks to that. We won a Scudetto in a season where he was there. But as time progressed, his body starting to give up. His knees are not that good anymore, and it's a perfect time. There is no need to stay and prolong the pain that he has as a player. But Ibra has been the most instrumental part of this team. Uh, uh, neither Pioli or anybody. It was Ibra who transformed this team, who transformed their mentality, who took us out of the banter era and brought us back to fighting for titles. And for that, we should be always be grateful to him. Another thing, for example, if he goes to Monza, if he decides to go to Monza, doesn't matter if he's gonna play 10 games, 5 games, 2, 3 games. With the mentality that he brings as a player, as a motivator, as a human being, Monza will be fighting for Europe next season no matter what. They're gonna get one spot in Europe, probably in the Europa League.
All right. So
Or
this,
maybe they're a little bit lucky even a Champions League spot. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened.
you never know the way they performed this year. And to Gio, I'm going to bring. We've been critical of Ibra, especially let's say in the last year and the year, before that with his injuries. But I think this is it, right? I think it's a turning the page kind of thing with Milan. Would it be, Kamada coming in? If we have to believe, we'll have to believe SMS, Lofton Cheeks, and now this other guy from Villarreal, and now we're getting Gundogan from Manchester City.
He's left butt cheek. That's what we're gonna call
That's
him
what
on
we're
this channel. Left butt cheek.
But Gio, is it a turning of the page? This is needed, is it not? Even if he tells you, let me ask you: if Zlatan tells Milan he's good to play another year, do you sign him? Let's be honest.
The only way I'm signing is Ibra if it's a contract or you make it on the field, you get paid. That's the only way that I would sign him. So it's like nothing on the books. I don't know if there are contracts like that, but that'd be the only way. But today, I know there's a lot of haters on Zlatan, but today, Vinny, is a day of celebration. Like I said on my preview, today is party atmospheres. Like we're gonna send off Ibra on a high. Maybe hopefully he could play like 2 minutes so like he could get clapped on. And then to me, I'm happy that we finally gonna see the back of Diaz and he could go to Real Madrid and go use some paella over there because I need some strong guys over here. I need some guys eating pasta. I need some guys eating hamburgers, that are not gonna get pushed.
Gio's ruthless. God damn, man.
But today's celebration, like Andon said, when she came in, a lot of people laughed at him. So let me start putting those people that laughed at him. The dummies that work at ESPN FCs, Craig Burley, Stupid Nickel, that's his name. Those are the people that made fun of him, and look what he did. And to me, Vinny, I've been celebrating since Friday. Shout out to Leao for signing, and I think that had to be done by Ibra. Probably said, like, bro, look at Kessie, he went and stuff like that. Everybody that's a Kessie lover is gonna say, "Oh, he won them the league, bro. He barely started playing, and he barely started playing the last 10 games. So let's not do that." Everybody that has left us, he probably said, "Look at him. Gijo has gone to shit." Hakan, yeah, he's all right, but look at Kessie. Come on now. So now
The only player, guys, let's remember, Hakan is the only player to have won the Winter Championship with two teams and not be a Scudetto winner with those two teams. That's a hell of a feat. But I like what Gio was saying. If there are those kind of contracts, but let's talk about Leao signing. I was surprised, guys. Not surprised for the signing, but 5.5 million? Really? I thought it was going to be more than that. I think that shows a lot of love for the club. I like the clause of 175 million on that one. Hey, if you want him, if you come on knocking, you better come with the luggages of money. But I took this as this was a positive, Fabio. I don't know if you, especially on that salary. What were your thoughts on that?
I mean, salary wise, yeah, it seems like he did us a bit of a favor, but at the same time, just to bring up, right? So when we're linked with people on Twitter, we're talking, oh, there's this free agent, this, that. You know what the problem is that you're going to look at Leao's salary and it's only 5.5 million a year. And then like a guy like what's the guy's name from Manchester? Gundogan. He scored 2 goals yesterday free. He'd be a great person to slot into our midfield. What's he going to ask? 8, 9, 10 million dollars a year. We can't afford that. If Leao's getting paid 5, nobody honestly on the team can get paid 6 or higher. So it needs to make sense for us. And I think for 5.5, it's 2 million in incentives. Leao's been a great player. You got to pay your best players. Otherwise, it's no incentive for them to stay. We're still on the low end of the pay scale. So for me, I love Leao. Thank God we signed him for a few more years. And who's going to pay 175 million? Are they out of their fucking minds?
Some idiot English team will probably pay if they want to get him. So now, but that's a good sign. We got Verona today, Andon. It is a team that's fighting relegation. They need the absolute 3 points. Today, like Gio was saying, a celebration. I don't want to talk about the points from Juve, whatever the case may be. I don't want to talk about maybe a failure for Milan this season. It is what it is. We are in the Champions League. We're playing Verona. For me, I need to see a demolition of Verona today. I don't want to give them a. I don't want to give them a chance. I don't want to. What do you predict today, Anda? How are you feeling?
Yeah, regarding the Verona game, this is an important game for them to save them to play next season in the Serie A. But I don't know how many guys knew this. Actually, Verona owes us a lot. I think one of the Scudettos they stripped us because of them. I mean, they stripped us. They beat us in the last game of the championship, and we didn't win. I just don't remember what was the year.
Facebook Frank had
So,
told us, yeah, like several years ago. So
several
we
yeah.
owe them. We owe them a
we
spot.
owe them one. We owe them one. So, and as we said, it's a farewell to Ibrahimovic. We need to honor him. We need to show him that we respect him. And the only thing we can do that is like completely destroying them. At least 3-0 victory or something like that. It's the end of the season. It's a good end. Leao resigned, which means the plan for the team is to grow next season. Because I believe if there was no planning for investments and getting new players, he wouldn't have signed that contract. So
Yeah.
it's time to end the season in a positive note and to start preparing from now on for the next season so we can come back stronger.
I like that. I like that a lot. And G, I'm going to throw this to you. Who will be playing today and having their final appearance for Milan? Who do you think is going to, who's Pioli throwing on today and it will be their final appearance for Milan?
Diaz, man. Diaz is going, man. I mean, to me, Vinny. I mean, shout out to Leao for doing what he said. Not being a Kessie, not being a liar, and I just appreciate for him. Like I think what, Vinny. Whether Napolitanos, Interistas, Juventinos, and even Premier League fans that hate on Milan that say that we don't have a team. How could we make it to the semifinal of the Champions League? But this run, Vinny, I think that's what made Leao stay. Okay, give me a right winger. Give me this. Give me quality depth. And to me, he sees like, oh, I'm right there. I was right there. I bet maybe maybe he plays in the first leg. We're talking about different. Maybe we the ones in Istanbul to make it right. We don't know. But to me, I feel that run to the semifinals in the Champions League, he says, okay, I could put myself in the history book. Because if say like a Serie A teams wins it, it's gonna be history book because we're going against juggernauts in the EPL. We're penny pinching. Look at Inter's team. They most of their team is zero buys, like zero like players. So I mean, I just feel I'm happy, and oh yeah, Tatarusano, man, sure, man, the legend, the one that won us the Scudetto with the save versus
He
Hakan,
did.
right?
He did.
Versus
he
Hakan,
did.
right? Or Lataro? Was it
No,
Hakan?
against
Right?
Lautaro, he saved the
Hakan's
penalty,
Lord.
guys. Don't fucking shame.
No,
Tatarusano-
nobody's saying nothing, Vinny. We're supposed
Tatarusano's
to
out.
celebrate. We're supposed to
Tatarusano's
celebrate.
out.
Is it Balotelli's last game? You know whose last game it better be? Bakayoko. I'll tell you that. That guy's got to get off our
I
team.
think, Fabio, let me ask you, Rebic. I'm not saying he's going to play, but I think this is his last.
Yeah, I don't even think he sees the field after that bullshit he pulled. Like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, he was a healthy scratch. Didn't even put him on the lineup.
Yeah,
I don't think so. I think it's over. Rebic, it's over. He malfunctioned so much they don't even bring him out anymore. So
okay. And on Origi, is he
yes.
staying? Well, okay, let's take our. Okay, hold on. I want to ask you this. Take your Milan cap off. Be realistic.
Okay, if you take your top hat off.
If Origi would have to leave, be realistic. Who would buy him at that salary and $4.5 million a year? I know. The American is leaving. What's his name? Dest. Dest is leaving. For
Ronald
sure,
McDonald Dest.
Ronald McDonald Dest is leaving, but
OnlyFans Dest, because that's what he was doing in Italy, doing OnlyFans.
and on. Let's be honest. Let's try to be straight down the middle. Origi, if he leaves, would anybody buy him?
Yeah, there are teams in EPL that could get him. This is just one terrible season for him. Doesn't mean that he's going to continue to be like this. And in EPL, they can afford this kind of wages. That's one of the options.
No, the
second
EPL
option-
can afford these wages, right?
Yes,
He can
they
go.
can.
He can go to Brighton and Albion or something, but I have a feeling, guys, Origi is staying next year. I'm sorry. That's the feeling that I have. Bad years. Maybe if they go get that striker and he's a rotation player, but I just see Origi staying.
Even listen, even if he stays, that maybe not that bad because this season when he came injured. He didn't have even proper preparation for the season. And it's not just him. A lot of players played bad this season, especially in the attack. Almost everybody had a terrible season, besides Leao and Giroud. Everybody else played terrible. So even if he stays, he has the time till the summer to prove that he deserves to stay. And if he doesn't prove, they're gonna find a solution toward the end of the mercato. Sell him to Turkey, sell him to China, something like that. Sell him to
Or to
Saudi
a lower
Arabia,
Premier Club team, yeah.
or to a
Probably.
Premier club. So
We'll,
there's
we'll,
options for him.
we'll see. I just have this feeling that Milan, being Milan, will keep Origi for next year, especially investment yearly.
At least he's
salary
not in
business.
his 30s. That's the only thing he's got going for him, that he's still only, what,
Who-
27, 28?
Let me finish off with this round before I let you and Fabio Gio continue this, because I gotta get to Chicago.
Vinny, show the starting lineup. I messaged.
Who's got the starting lineup?
I
Who's got
messaged
the-
you.
Yeah, but I can't.
Why
put
don't
this
you
on the
write it
phone.
on the screen, Gio?
Yeah, why don't you write
Nah,
on the
man,
screen?
I can't type fast, bro.
Okay, so Gio just sent me Magna, Calabria, Ciao, Tomori, Hernandez,
Gio, why don't you
Tonali,
send it on
Krunic,
WhatsApp? I'll put it up.
Messias, Diaz, Leao,
Okay.
Giroud to start. Let me ask you guys this one before I take off. Who would be the surprise player not playing with Milan next year? For you, Fabio.
I would say Tomori. Let's say, God forbid, they get a big offer, maybe like a 30, 40 million from some team in England. That could turn a pretty low Mercato, which it seems like, every day it's a different number. Before it was 75, then 70, 60. Now somebody's writing 50. I mean, this goddamn thing is going down every day. But if somebody's crazy enough to pay 40 mil for Tomori, if we're going to get 60, now we have 100 because of it. And with that, Chow's been pretty good. We do have Kalulu, and with these kind of players, we can keep looking more and more for young players. It seems defensively, we know what we're doing. It's the offensive spot. We need to find a striker, a premier striker. And for me, if Tomori wasn't on the team next year, I'd be surprised, but I could see them selling him. Again,
It's believable.
we can't always keep like Tomori's been good last year, but this year he had his really shaky moments. But if you could still cash in, you get more than what you paid for him, and you could turn it into hopefully a world-class striker.
Okay. So you'd be surprised with Tomori and on. Who would you be surprised from this starting lineup or this team this year that would not be playing with Milan next year?
I mean, I wouldn't be that surprised one of Tomori or Kalulu to go. One of them, I'm like 60% sure that they're gonna sell them for a couple of reasons. Both of them had a terrible season, and both of them are players that we can make a huge capital gain of them. Because, for example, for Tomori, Premier League clubs will pay 70, 80 million because he's English. Not because he's worth that money, but because he's English, we can get that amount. On the other side, we have Kalulu that we can sell for 40, 50 million as well. So
Which
I
we
wouldn't
paid
be surprised one
500,000
of them.
euros. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So Kalulu and Tomori. Okay, I don't have a problem digesting that. Like you would be
And
surprised.
I would definitely, now that I'm thinking about it, Kalulu seems like the better option, because Kalulu really didn't look good this year. He's trying to play two positions now with center back and right back. Kalulu would be the smart choice.
Return on investment, maybe. Gio, what I would say with everybody coming in, who I would be surprised not playing next year would be Adley. That's the way I feel. If we don't, for what he's shown this year, for the little minutes that he played, the professionalism, the social media presence, the love for Milan, I would be surprised if he doesn't play next year, even though we're bringing in more midfielders. That's my opinion. Gio, who would you be surprised not seeing in this team next year?
La Masia, man, I'll be surprised because nobody wants to buy him. He has had 5 straight garbage games, and I don't know what type of value he has, but he only has a bag of chips to his name as value. Somebody says, "Here's a bag of hot Cheetos." There you go, Macias. Go to the other team. I think are both right wingers. Salad, he's been playing okay, but I think both of our right wingers they're not gonna want to go. I'll be surprised if I don't see Messias on this team. I think Pioli loves him a lot. And you know what? Like, I like what Pioli's saying, but he's a liar at once. And like all these last interviews that he's been saying, he has liar in front of his face. And hopefully, Ibra goes to Monza and then he calls up and he tells Maldini, Palladino ready to go. Everybody loves Palladino now. Gio been talking about this guy for 7 months, but now everybody loves him for some odd reason. But to me, Macias, I'll be surprised if he's gone. Vinny,
Okay, no,
I don't think he's buying him. Even a bagel, New York bagel, they might even trade him for a New York bagel because Montreal bagel too expensive.
we're too expensive, Montreal bagels. We're in the top tier. We're like at the Manchester City top tier, and your bagels, Fab, you're at the Inter Milan tier. You know, it's just, it's
you
a
know
different
what?
kind
To
of
be
tier.
a Milan tier, we're already high. All right,
Okay,
stop
relax.
it, stop it.
Guys,
Manchester City bagel.
I'm an hour away from kickoff. It's gonna take me 40 minutes to get there with all these closures. I need my pregame beer. To Fabio, to Gio, to Ando, I'm gonna let you guys keep on talking. Whoever else wants to join in. What I'm gonna predict for this game, I predict, honestly, like everybody's expecting Verona has to win. I predict a shellacking. I predict a shellacking like we did against Sampdoria. That's what I'm expecting because I don't give a shit that we have nothing to prove. The position, no. You are Milan. Come out, beat them with a fucking convention, and make them realize this is the reason you're going back to Serie B. That is it. That is all. No biscotto. No nothing. Just go over there, do what you gotta do, and that is it. And that is all. Fabio, do I leave you in charge or leave you Gio in charge?
I'm in charge. Gio's over there on baby duty, bro.
Nah, Fabio, no, I'm not. I'm gonna send you a picture and I want you to post it up. What
Andon, you know what? I'm leaving Andon in charge. Andon, please take care of these two guys. Make sure they
I'll
don't
send you the
fight too
picture,
much.
Fabio. I want to see
what
what Vinny thinks of this before he goes. Just
Okay,
a
go
quick
ahead.
second, Vinny. Just quick second.
What do you
you
got? What,
expect
you
me
send
to
us
be a little too fast?
What
This
is
what
that?
you send us? You send us a
This is-
video.
No. Look at the camera. Look at Fabio. What do you think Maldini's telling him right there?
I
You
need
better
money.
give me some fucking money.
I need money.
Yeah,
C'ho
right there.
bisogno delle soldi. And Scaroni's like, pella madonna, this is going to be a long conversation.
Scaroni, you know what Scaroni's thinking? He's thinking, damn, man, I wish I was back in New York City with those guys hanging out.
Yeah,
We shall see. We shall see what happens on it. Guys, stay tuned to the channel. Even though the season will be over, the season is over, we'll be on tomorrow night with Steve. Then during the summer, coast to coast Patreon specials. We're gonna talk about the mercato because you guys know for 2 months we're gonna have so much stuff to talk about. But Andon, I'm leaving you in charge. Make
Thanks.
sure that Gio and Fabio do not, get fighting or anything. So, guys, listen to the
We get
Macedonian
spicy.
guy. Huh? I know you guys get spicy, but on that note,
Nah, me and Fabio, we brothers. Vinny, before you go, I just want to say that thank you to MWP. I mean, I know I'm part of the channel, but I found a brother in Fabio and other brothers, that I talk to like all the time. Shout out Kim, my Australian brother, and Don, that's always here.
Leave
Always,
it-
Yo,
I think-
Gio, save this for the end of the video. Let Vinny's got to
leave
go.
it to Shane.
Go,
leave
Vin.
it to Shane from Kenya. Hey, guys, who's this Derek guy? I really like him. Do you guys know him? Yeah, he's part of Patreon. Shane's been drinking. He's an Irishman. I don't blame him. I don't blame him. But Shane, we love you. Maybe he's gonna shave his beard for next year. And on that note, yes, Fuji's and Funyuns. Andon is the peacemaker, a la John Cena. You can't see me. And on that note, guys, let me head out to Ciccio's Ovunque Sempre. Let's go finish off the season on a high note. Forza Milan.
What's up, Milan, Vinny? Have a good time, buddy. Don't get stuck in too much traffic. All right, so let's get back to a moment for something that Vince put up there that I wanted to read out and we get everybody's opinion, right? He says this lineup makes no sense. If Milan is going to sell their players this summer, this would be a perfect game to show them off. before the transfer window opens. And granted, I'm going to just say, before I ask Andon his opinion, it's only one game, and it gets a team that's going to get relegated. What water is this game going to really hold for other teams looking at them? They're buying them if they want off of what they hope and believe they're going to do. What do you think, Andon, regarding this comment? Do you think, fuck
Well,
it,
one game won't change anything, even if their team's interested in getting them or not. Even if they score 10 goals this game for some of the players, it won't mean anything. So
that would be something, though. That would be a way to go.
There's no point. The only thing that probably is if we can get a good score, sub them out in the second half, put the players that are almost certain to leave just to give them a proper send-off. But with the starting 11, and another thing, it suits us for us. I think Verona to be relegated and Spezia to be saved. I don't think if Spezia is saved, they're gonna buy Caldara. So it's in our favor for Verona to lose.
Listen, look at what Fuji and Funyuns wrote. Let me put this up here. Give me a second. All right, Iris. You don't show off what you don't have. This game could expose the jabronis. That's 100% true. You put Adley out there, you put CDK, you put all these guys, and then the game ends up 0-0. You're just going to be like, all right, this fucking team stinks. These players stink. And I don't know. Gio, what do you think, Ben, about this? Do you want to see other players, or are you happy with going what is believed our strongest starting 11 at the moment is?
I mean, they trying to sell Macias, right? So he's one of the people on the shop window. So he's getting a start, 5 starts in a row, it's dropping 0 out of zeros. But it is what it is, Fabio. I mean, today, Fabio, I don't really have nothing to complain. And you know what? Today is like a day of celebration. After this, we're gonna get the beer poppins. We're gonna have a barbecue later, and we're gonna ride into the sunset.
Salud, man. Brother. I like it. That's how it is, man. It's basically summertime for us over here already. So it's
not over here. Over here, June gloom, 50, 60 degrees. That's like 10
in Southern California. Don't complain about the weather.
That's like 10 Celsius. All right, that's like 10 Celsius for everybody out there that works in Celsius.
Well, look, I think Milan, it is a different feeling for us. This game doesn't mean anything at this point. So it's really just to see, you want to see your best players ball out, end off with a win. You don't want to see nobody get hurt, obviously, because this is a stupid game that means nothing. So, but I don't want to see them take a loss. Like, at least the guys at the back, they better play good defense and try to keep a clean sheet today, because Milan needs that, man. We can't look like we've looked at certain points of the season when our defense, where we leak goals, let stupid shit, we let the other team score first. That's usually something that a stress-free match. That's what I would like, but it's usually not what we get.
Fabio, I want to call out Milan because they put in like people. I want to call them out because Fabio was the first one to have the jersey, and y'all didn't post them. It says new kit, same Rossonero family, and y'all didn't post them.
I'm not a part of the family, I guess. I don't know, bro. I don't know. They gotta let me in. I was down with Puma, right? Puma let me in the family. I was on their Insta. But listen, let's talk about Ibrahimovic a little more, because if this is going to be his last professional game, and it is going to be for us, what are the things or the moments that you're going to remember when you think about Ibrahimovic as a Milan player? Well, what stands out for you, Anton?
Well, what stands out, as you know, Ibra is a journeyman. He played in so many clubs, he won so many trophies, but Milan is the only team he truly, I'm gonna say he truly loves. And he showed sacrifice. The biggest thing that I will remember from Ibra is the sacrifice he did for this club. He could have played anywhere else on that age and probably have gotten a huge salary and make millions and millions, but he came back to play here. He even lowered his salary after he got injured. He was smart enough to realize that he's not at a certain point, he's not the same player anymore. He cannot play consistently, so he agreed to a smaller salary. Basically, as he said, I reduced my salary to give the money to Leo, even though it sounds funny, but that's true. That's basically true.
I can't believe he got $7 million the first year when I think about it. Isn't that ridiculous though? 7 million.
It was worth it. Did we make Champions
Worth
League, Fabio?
everything.
We did.
So we good. So he paid it off, and he
I know,
sold the
but
most shirts.
when we look,
But
at
he sold the
okay,
most
he
shirts
sold the
that
most
year.
shirts.
He
That's what
sold
it
like
is.
30% of the shirts that were bought from Milan. He sold it, and then like he even got us more TV coverage, media. So like that 7 mil, he earned it, basically bringing more money revenue into the club.
That's true. That's
you know.
true. You know, that's true. Gio, what's like what do you when you think about Ibrahimovic? What really stands out in your mind? Any particular
Man,
part?
you
how do
know
you
what
feel
I
about him?
remember when he first came to the club, and it was on like Fox Sports. It was so dope. They show him coming out like the garage from the underside San Siro, and then he goes and shit. It was good, man. I like that, man. That team. I mean, I wish Berlusconi would have sold us to PSG owners like 3 years before, and I think if we would have done that, Fabio, we would have had our own stadium. We would have been dominating everybody, to be honest with you, because we wouldn't let the PSG, what PSG do players. Like, we'll show up to their house. Like, not me personally, because I don't live in Italy, but the fans would and stuff like that. And they would have to do. But just him arriving, and then, we don't know when we're going to win Scudetto, and then we win it, Look how good he made Nocerino look. Nocerino was balling that year. You remember that? Nocerino was
11
balling,
goals.
bro.
11
Robinho, like, come on, man. It's like when he first came, and it's like he's revived us. Basically, he revived us 2 times. So, I mean, that's what I'm appreciating about him, because he was waiting for Manchester United and stuff after the injury, and then I think Milan had called him, and then a week later, United had called him, and he said, "Nah, I already gave my word to Milan." A lot of people would have said, because they would have gave him like 15 mil in Premier League, and he would have got it. Look at Giroud, how much Everton wanted to give him. What, they wanted to give him 7-8 million?
Yeah. For like 2 years or whatever.
Yeah. So like for each season. So like I just appreciated that. And 2 years that he came, and I just want him to get like 2 minutes. Fabio, he needs to be on the pitch and get the recognition.
I don't think he's going to, because he's not even fit enough to be able to get into the game. They're not going to put him out there with like 30 seconds left. The game is competitive. They're going to give him a moment, I think, at the end of the game or something.
I don't know if you remember in 2012 when they sent off Nesta, Gattuso. I think they're gonna do something similar to that. They're gonna let him on the pitch after the game and salute the crowd, something like that. In that area.
That's what I think is going to happen, because those guys were all actually still fit when they were playing. But Ibra's been out basically the whole season.
And don't forget, there is a press conference after the game held by Ibra. That will be.
I hope he does one with CBS, because we've been getting lucky.
But they're not in Italy. But I hope they show the afters, like
Yeah.
Because they're about to show right now the trophy presentation for Napoli and stuff like that. So, I mean, nobody cares about these guys. Inter, Juve, we the biggest fan base in the world, Italian clubs. So, it is what it is. But
it's nice, right, that this end of the season really has nothing for us to do. It's kind of like we just watching one more game before the break, and it doesn't mean anything really for us. I know Leban Youssef put something in there about Juve. If they lose and they still get their points back, we'll still be 10 points ahead of them, which is important. But hopefully that doesn't happen. If they're gonna start,
they're not getting the points back, Fabio, because they got a slap on the wrist for doing fraud. I want to tell y'all guys, Martha Stewart went to jail. She's a white lady. She went to jail. She did federal time. And Juve got away with a slap on the wrist. That cooking of the books, and you're on the stock market, that's fraud. No, I'm being real. I don't care. I'm not a Juventine, but they have to realize what they have to realize. Like, they said that they weren't going to pay the players for COVID, and they still paid them. You cannot do that, bro. You cannot do that. So I'm just saying that they should be not dropping the soap like Martha Stewart did. That's what I'm saying.
Well, just to pivot back on what you were saying earlier, and you said that Ibrahimovic is basically a journeyman, and like that term is really used in American sports, not for necessarily somebody who's like top caliber in his position and in the sport. It's more for like somebody that just like, you're a role player, utility player. But when you think about it, it's like, damn, Ibrahimovic has been on 7, 8, 9 clubs at this point. It's a lot. But the fact that he came back to Milan, his assist with Tonali in Lazio's game last season, his overall role of just being on the squad last year and helping them stay focused and playing the most when it mattered towards the end of the season, despite basically being on one leg because of the surgery he needed. Ibra's always going to go down, I think, as a Milan legend. He's my favorite part of Ibra is because it's so fresh. But when he came out last season in the trophy presentation with the cigar and he was holding his arm up as putting the number 1. Oh man, I want that picture on my wall. I gotta figure out whether I'm gonna ask somebody to paint it or get some photo of some shit. But Ibra's a legend, man. For me, 100% a Milan legend.
Do you know what he did after that, Fabio?
I don't know.
Message to Hakan.
Yeah, that's right. He was ruthless, bro. But Anton, would you consider Zlatan a Milan legend?
Of course, he's the only legend that we have after the 2010s. He's the only legend we have after the 2010s. We don't have any other legend come out of that era because the rest that went, they're from the 2000s, 90s legend. But since 2010, he's the only legend we have. You cannot not consider him a legend. He have been with us 2 times. He had won 2 Scudettos with us. He had changed completely the club, and he sacrificed a lot of his money. So
yeah, he did, and he honestly he brought the mentality. That's the most important. He showed the place. I just want to read this one comment. Fuji Funny said, "Martha's a white lady, but Juve is the old lady." So Juve is not going to get in trouble, my man. Well, but what's what do you think is more? Obviously, I would say it's the one with 2022 because of the 2 Scudettos. The first one, he actually made more physical contributions on the field, but this one, even though he still had 6, 7 goals by the halfway point, he still was like second or third on our goals tally last year. So he scored a decent amount of goals in the front half of I guess the ending part of 2021, but the front part of the season. But Gio, Ibra, what's do you want to see him play one more or no? You want to stay what do you want Ibra to do in the future here, man?
To me, I would have rather him go out last year on a high, but I don't know. Athletes don't like to do that. Like go out.
I don't know why, bro.
I don't know. It's just like pride for them. Like
John Elway, bro. John Elway won 1. He said, "You know what? I can bow out, but fuck you. I'm coming back. I'm gonna do it again." And won it the second time, dead and retire. I mean, that's what I thought Ibra thought he was gonna do, but it didn't happen.
It's like I'm gonna message it like this, man. To me, like I know Michael Jordan gonna be out there. Don't kill me, but I seen Mamba and like I just seen his body breaking down, bro. Like I had Mamba for so many years, and the love that we have for Mamba is because like he played every game. Fabio, he said that he cannot rest or take a game off because he says families in LA that are poor, like we go to one Laker game and it's like $400 to sit up there, Fabio, especially when the team is hot and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So he said he couldn't do that, and to see like both of them break down and stuff like that's what happened with Zlatan. He started breaking down. That first season that he came, he was doing crazy stuff. I didn't even he was bullying people and everything. And you know what Zlatan, I mean, he gave us what we wanted, bro. He all the doubters that said that he wasn't gonna come do nothing, and what he said was true. And CR7, he said it that he's always talking about him, but he talked about him correctly. You know?
And Don
CR7 said that he wasn't gonna do nothing, and look what he did.
Well, I think it was more of a shot back at CR7 because he was saying this is a real challenge. You went to the club that was already the best team in the country, and like all you were doing was trying to take them to the next level in Europe, which you couldn't do anyway. And he actually was a part of one of the teams that didn't do shit. That's why he left Juventus. So honestly, I think Ibra is a class player, definitely a legend. Hopefully a future coach, man. That's what I want. I want him to stay.
Can I ask you a question,
of course.
guys? Would y'all take Sergio Ramos and Benzema on the team?
No. Benzema, yes. Sergio Ramos, no.
I would take them both.
I mean, I would prefer a striker, please, under the age of 30. That'd be nice. Please. This guy's in his 30s too. Everybody. Then they want the guy from Bologna. What's his name? Ronovic or whatever.
Manmade.
Yeah. Listen, I get it. I know he's done okay against us, and he scores a lot of goals usually, but I don't think he had that great of a season this year. And I don't want somebody in his 30s. I need to see the two in front, somebody dynamic. I would love if it's a 19-year-old who's balling out crazy, really good, but 19-year-olds at Milan fine, they're not ready. They're not fit, they're not ready to play. They got to spend some time in the Primavera, God forbid we find a fucking stud, Hopefully that 16-year-old kid, let's keep him around. That's why we got to keep Ibra around. You got to teach that kid, Francesco, what's his last name? Kamada?
Yeah. Next year he's playing with the Primavera.
Yeah, he needs, because this kid's scoring 50, 60 goals a year, some other crazy number. He gets like 400, 500 total, some ridiculous number. Like, let's get this kid up there as soon as possible once he's ready, man.
And he's going to play in the UEFA Champions League for the youth. So,
Yo,
I mean, that's good. So.
Let's talk about something, because somebody brought this up earlier. And
the young Italian stallion, Baldanzi. His price just went up, Fabio. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get him.
I know everybody's talking about him now.
2 year, yeah, and look at Inter. See, that's the thing. I have a problem. Like, nah, that sounds crazy, man.
Look what he writes next, son of a.
No, but look, guys. Like, this is a big problem in Italy. Look at Inter. They had that kid Casardi. They sold him for 20 million pounds. Mm-hmm. But you see the youth. I don't know. Italians don't like the youths. I don't know what's going on.
What's the youth?
Look, they let him go. They let him go for 20 million. Now he's balling. And then everybody's talking about, like, there's a lot of good players. I don't want to hear Mancini say that Italy doesn't have no good players because he's drunk, okay? He's leaving Udogie at home, and then somebody had the audacity to ask me that if Udogie is Italian. Now, yes, motherfucker, like, he was born in Italy. Bro, okay, maybe because he ain't got a Mancini or the I-N-I's at the end. I mean, doesn't mean he's not Italian, but yes, he is. So, I mean, hey, man, they went out on crazy yesterday. They were on smoke. The U20.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to mention, actually. The U20 World Cup is going on right now, and Italy
Israel. Look at Israel.
Israel's looking good as well, they said. Oh, Gio, did you get to see any of the game?
I saw yesterday. I saw the Italy one in the second half of the Israel game versus Brazil. Wow, man. Israel left me impressed, bro. They were pressing. But they missed a lot of penalties. They got a retaken penalty, and then they got another penalty, and they missed it again. So it was crazy. So
what was the score on the under-20 Italian?
A 3-0?
3-0?
Yeah, versus Colombia.
Did you get to see any of these games of the under-20 end on? Because they were asking in the chat. Yeah, I haven't seen them at all either. That's why I just figured I'd ask. But, man, hopefully Milan can get that. I don't know. It would be nice to have.
Although I was curious how Eleto is playing for Nigeria. He was starting the first 2 games.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing. We got a lot of Primavera players. To me, the best one is that Paraguayan assassin himself, Cuenca. You just see him, and he got that movement. He got that. But now we need.
He plays the right wing, right?
Yeah. 3-1 Fuji's. Dang, they scored a goal, man. The drinks must have been flowing. Yeah, he plays all over. He plays all over.
We have,
but he needs to get. They need to be physically strong, though, Fabio. That's the only thing that I feel. The only one that's physically strong is Cubius, but he was looking shaky versus.
No, he's not looking that good. He's strong. He's big, but
that's it.
He's not. Although there is still time for him.
Mm-hmm.
But in the Primavera, we have so many good players that can help the first team. Especially, we would rather have them than players like Ballo Touré. I mean, we have Bolas on the left back. Mm-hmm. He can even play next season as a backup to Theo. On the right,
Yeah, I don't.
on the right we have Bakune, who is only 16 and he's playing very good. In midfield we have Aletu, we have Zeroli. What was the other? We have Stalmak. In attack we have Cuenca, we have Traore. We have a lot of players that can help the team and grow if they're given the chance. And that's why I'm worried having Pioli still as a coach. He hasn't shown anything this season that he can integrate at least one of those players.
Mm-hmm.
At least get them some level.
Look at
some time
Mourinho.
on the
That's
club
what I
level.
said about Mourinho. I gave him he brought in Bove,
Yeah, and he's
Zaleski.
been
Them
playing
guys
a
is
lot.
young, and then even in the Europa League final, the people are gonna say, "Oh, because there's injury." But he brought the young guys there, and then I guess when they were losing, who were they losing to? Like recently, like with 20 minutes to go, he brought in all young guys, Primavera. Like, bro, like purely, you can't even do that. When we smashed up Sampdoria, you couldn't bring us a Rolly in and stuff like that. You couldn't bring. Rolly was practicing with the first team this week. That's what I'm happy.
I
But
mean, you cannot give chances to Bakayoko, who has played like a couple of games this season,
mm-hmm.
and not give chance to the Primavera. That doesn't make any sense.
Elotu, Victor, he's wanted by everybody. He's wanted by
Yeah,
Premier League
Premier
clubs,
clubs are asking for
Bundesliga.
him.
So
Yeah,
so if we don't start giving these guys, they're gonna go. And what is that for us? To lose them for like 5 million because they're not getting season appearances, and
I
then they
mean,
blow up.
if they didn't learn from the Kerkes example, now he's gonna go to Benfica for 20 million after only one good season in AZ in Holland. So they have to learn from that.
How much younger than Giroud is he? That's what I want to know. 43, 44? You still going to want a lot of money. You're
I
going to
mean,
match that money he's going to get in Saudi Arabia? Are you
he's
out of
getting
your
100
mind?
he's getting 100 million in Saudi
100
Arabia.
million? Are you kidding me? He's going to go, no, I'm going to rather stay in Italy and make 8 million or something. Get out of here. He's going to go over there and get his last 100 million. And then maybe if he's smart, he goes over to America, makes another couple of 15, 20 million a year. Who knows? But guys, man, this game, it feels good. I have to tell you, honestly, it feels good to not have the stress. Lazetic, 19. Yeah, give me a fucking joke. This kid, he's never coming back, man. Yes, he might be a better backup, but again, like Origi's, his issue is that he's just getting paid too much. If this guy was on like $1 million salary, you're like, all right, whatever. Like it's bare minimum for a striker. At least he's only 27. If he actually scores a few more goals, he might actually be worth it. But now it's like, turn him for any profit. Even if somebody's like, we'll give you 8 million for him. Get rid of him now. Get rid of him now.
I mean,
you know?
I wouldn't mind Arnautovic next season, but as a third striker, not as a second or first choice. If we can get one younger striker and Arnautovic, then we would have a very good 3 strikers to play and rotate. But not to happen, we get Arnautovic and we don't get anybody else at the striker.
No, and then we have Giroud and him and Origi. Those are our 3. Oh my god,
that would be
a fucking nightmare. That'd be a nightmare. Giroud again is the best one of the 3. I'm like, I don't want that. We need somebody up front, solid, somebody who's dynamic, who like when he receives the ball can hold on to it for a second and do something spectacular with it. Giroud is always just a little layoff, or he loses it. Giroud's good in the air. Got to give him those crosses, good crosses. That's why we need to address the fucking right wing.
Guys, I want to ask you guys a question. Do you guys spend the whole budget on SMS? Because for me, I say yes. I think that's a level raiser player. He's 28 years old. He's coming into his prime, and that raises us.
Gorilla, how dare you, bro? You're betting against us. God damn.
I mean, if we can get SMS, then we can get other players on free. There are a lot of available players on free that can play good. If we can get SMS for around 30 million, that would be perfect. Our midfield would be levels above than it is this season. And even that will allow Leao a little bit more freedom. It will allow him to play a little bit better because now he doesn't have anybody to play with up front. Everything he does, he's a single one or a dribble or something like that. He doesn't have with somebody to play. So that's why we need SMS and probably a little bit more mobile striker. If we can manage to fix that, next season we're winning a title for sure.
Yeah, I just find it crazy though. Like, but SMS would be playing what in the double pivot role, or we're going to be
No,
putting
as a
him as
cam.
cam, and
As a
then
cam.
we still have to address the fact that we don't have anybody in center mid. And do we feel comfortable with the butt cheek? Because that's what they're talking about. They think the butt cheek, if they can get him
I
down to
mean,
what 10 million.
Kamada is also coming. He can play in midfield, so we're gonna have more options next season.
Man, I don't want to like write home about
Double
Kamada yet
pivot
until I
Victor,
see it.
double pivot Victor. Bring him in. Let's see what he's worth,
Yeah,
bro. Like that's the
Victor
thing.
Eleto as
Like,
well.
come on. Bro, you cannot lose a talent like that. That Premier League and Bundesliga is going on. Like you cannot, that's what's gonna happen. That Bundesliga, even know that, we know that Bayern's gonna win every year. They bring in the youth. I
Oh,
mean,
hell no. Hell no. Listen, look at this one. That second name is a no for me.
30 million
No.
for him, man. What the hell?
No. Fuck Sassuolo. And fuck him. Get out of here. You on some fucking drugs. No way. Brody's trash, bro. No way. I would never. SMS could be taking our free kicks. Him and Tonali.
SMS scores goals too from the midfield, right?
Yeah,
he got
he
like
does,
10
bro.
goals, right? 10
Yeah.
10 goals. I think he got 10 goals. So yeah. So I mean, yeah, we're gonna need it.
I think this is because Benacer used to play that role at the other club before he joined us. What team was he from
Empoli.
again? Empoli.
Empoli.
Yeah, every once in a
But
while
the
he kind of
problem-
played the
listen,
cam.
The problem with Benacer, he has so many injuries. Every season he's injured like for 4 months, and he's not gonna play till November or maybe even March, because he if he's gonna come back in November, mid-November, December, after that there's the Africa Cup of Nations. We're not gonna see him in January, February. We're gonna see him in March, so we're gonna need that extra midfielder to cover for his space.
It sounds
So,
like we need two of them because we're gonna have
two of them.
probably.
We
We're
need
not
at
going to
least
pick
two.
up Varanks. We're going to get rid of Bakayoko. So there's
That's two
two
more.
more. Yeah. So there's a
And
lot
we're
of
already missing
spots that
players.
we need to fill. And we don't know what's going on with Pobega. We're going to keep him. We're going to sell him. That needs to be decided now before he loses even more value. Most likely it was probably we should have sold him after last year and
Yeah.
could have made some profit.
I think
over
we're
this
trading Rebic for ranks. I think Wolfsberger wants him. Wolfsberg.
For Varanks, I mean, Varanks hasn't been hardly played. I don't know if they want to go with that. Isn't that like another 5 million to finish the loan deal? Something like that? I don't
No,
have the
12
numbers.
million, but
12
we can
million.
exchange it for Rebic.
For 12 million?
I mean, Rebic
They're
is
gonna take that? Oh my god. Yeah, all right, fine. All right, whatever, If they're gonna take Rebic for 12 million, I think that's pretty ridiculous because Rebic is not even worth like 2 million right now. He stinks. Yo, listen, man. I would love to come to Los Angeles. Look at Joe. Joe's trying to get me out there. Joseph B saying, when are you coming to LA? Yeah, I wish, bro. I wish. That hopefully soon. I don't know. Gio says he's gonna come to New York. I don't know. I don't believe him. He keeps asking me for like where's the best bagel spots and shit. But so I mean Kamada, we've been going back and forth with this guy. Like who knows what the real story is, but hopefully by next week we get some paper to a pen and we can find out whether we have a new player.
The latest report are because his agents never have done a deal in Italy, they have to register or something like that. It's bureaucratic reasons, so that's why there will be a delay.
Well, all right. Well, hopefully, but let's get him in. Hopefully, because as far as I'm concerned, I want to get all the transfers that we need done in June. So when the preseason starts in July, they have all their players a part of the squad. Let's get them all today.
And then you
Lab Gorilla's trying to get me upset. He wants Mandzukic and he wants to renew Ibra. Are you crazy? Lab Gorilla, you sniffing that Gorilla Glue again? What's going on here? Yeah. Marco's saying too, Marco Morgan saying, send ranks back, ship out Rebic and Origi. I think we should have a quota, man. Openda, if Openda's going to come, 2 other Belgians got to go. That's how it works. There's too many Belgians on the team, all right? Not enough Brazilians for me. Where's that Samba, all right? Fuji's. I know you're Canadian, man, so I don't buy this topic, this comment one bit. All right, but honestly, we need to see people like early in the transfer window. So let's get as much action in quickly. Close the deal. Do not make us push August and the end of the month. Like, I will get super tight about that. I want everybody in so they can mesh during the preseason.
I mean, the smart thing would be get prepared the team 90% of the team before 1st of July, so they can start preseason and add a couple of players till the end of the mercato.
Like Serginho Dest was a great addition right at the end.
No, you know what, Taram, I think he'll be good striker, but I think that once the season is over for them, well, the season it completed yesterday, but I think Premier League money they're gonna throw it at him, and I don't think we're gonna want to throw another $4 million contract for a free play. But he was good. He's mobile, he's fast, he's quick. You know,
And he can play a right wing and a striker. So
yeah, so like that would be good. You know, could get SMS, Kamara, Taram, and then I don't know who else. Maybe we get Baldanzi on a 2-year loan, like Inter got for Aslani, 2-year loan with option to buy on the third.
We're gonna need midfielders, man. So let's fill them up with good ones. You know, maybe we'll see what happens with Adley. CDK obviously is probably going to stay here. I don't see if they're going to loan him out. It just means they don't like him, and they don't think that he has potential to help the squad reach the levels that they need. Honestly,
I think CDK either will be sold or he's gonna get another chance. We're not letting a 35 million player go on loan.
Yeah, I agree. You know. So, all right. Well, we got about, I'd say, 23 minutes before game time starts. So, Gio, you're going to be home?
Yeah, I'm going to be home, Fabio. I'm going to go eat something right quick.
Yeah, me too. I got a nice bowl of lentil soup inside.
Oh, wow. Sundays, man. It's just good. Did Napoli lift their trophy already or not?
They're still playing, I think. There's 80 minutes.
They are 2-0, 87th minute.
Okay, they're having. That's another team that's going to get picked apart this year. They saying what, Kim and Jay is done already?
I don't know. Listen, there's going to be a lot of Mercato talk, I'm sure, coming up soon. Me and Gio, we're going to have a special show this week. Tuesday night, G? Tuesday night?
Yeah, Tuesday night.
All right, Tuesday night, it's the Coast to Coast.
Season
all right, I know it says on the screen Wednesday nights. I apologize. It's Tuesday night this week, all right? Tuesday night, we're going to have the year in review, coast to coast style. Of course, we're going to be telling you who's going to be failing the class. There's a lot of people who are getting flunked, maybe even expelled, kicked out to other schools, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to go through everything. And, of course, we're going to talk a little bit about what we see today in Verona. But, Ando, what are you going to be doing for the game? You're going to be home? You're not at work, are you?
Nah, today is the only day we don't work, so I'm going to rest.
Nice. Very nice. Very nice. So, guys, I just want to say thank you for joining us. If you are able and you're not subscribed already, a little antique. Yeah, right. That's right. That's exactly what I'm going to have. All right. So if you guys are not following us on Twitter, please follow the Milan Weekly Podcast on Twitter. Handles are on. What are you doing, man?
I didn't do nothing. That was you, Father.
Yeah, me. My hand's on the screen. That was me. If you don't follow us already on Twitter, these are me and Gio's handle. Obviously, follow the Milan Weekly Podcast on Twitter and Instagram, all the socials that you can grab. Of course, if you're not already subscribed on YouTube, what the hell are you doing? What has taken so long? But, of course, Gio, if they want to help the channel, they want to be a part of the Patreon, what's the most important thing? Once I can find this stupid video clip. Hold on one second.
Hit the link. Woo,
in the channel, baby, let's go.
If you like the content, man, it's Sunday. It's for celebration today. We ain't got nothing to play for, but just to send Hellas Verona down. They owe us 2 Scudetti. So today, just like, subscribe, and man, just appreciate the channel. And if you want to join us on the Patreon so you could be part of the chat and join us here, man, it is what it is, you know. Andon's the peacemaker of the group, you know. Rock Nation hasn't been going wild lately, and I like that. Rock Nation is back to back, like Kobe back.
Listen, man, we're gonna have a lot of shows coming in the summer. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, please do. Guys, I hope you all enjoy this wonderful season finale of the 2022-2023 Milan season, baby. Let's get them, get the victory, so we can clear this out. Guys, just check the channel. Me and Gio are going to have a lot of Mercato stuff coming up. Of course, Vinny and Steve are going to be doing videos whenever they're in the mood, but it's going to get very light during the summer at times on the channel, but you'll most likely see me and Gio more often. But
a lot of Twitter spaces.
A lot of Twitter spaces. Also, good thing you mentioned that we're going to be doing a special Twitter space. 5 o'clock. Game ends at 4:45 around. So 5 o'clock, 15 minutes after, we're going to be on Twitter. So check the Milan Weekly Podcast Twitter. Either me or Gio will be hosting it. Guys, Andon, thank you so much for joining us. Gio, thank you, of course, for being here and not taking that drive. I'm not with my club, and that makes me upset, but I am home. So let's finish this out, baby. Ovunque and sempre.
What's up, Milan?
Peace out, everybody. Enjoy the game.